Got a wonderful letter from Brother Buck this week, congratulating me on the wonderful privilege I have to pastor some of the greatest folks in the world, and I appreciated his ministry with us Sunday, and I really appreciate that note of encouragement. And I want to encourage you to keep on praying for Brother Buck as he keeps serving the Lord where he is. Hopefully we can get him back again one of these days. I just love him and appreciate him so much. I look forward to today. I was beginning a series of messages on the life of Joseph in the book of Genesis. Right now it looks like it's going to be 8 sermons, unless the Lord convicts me to put another one in there somewhere or another. But I've enjoyed studying it so much, and I hope you'll enjoy listening to it and participating. I want to encourage you, as always, to do some study at home. Read back through the text and let God speak to you. There's a whole lot more for God to say to you than what comes out of my mouth. So your ears need to be open to Him and His Word at times other than just the sermons. Tonight I want to share with you a message that relates somewhat to our Southern Baptist Convention. You see the sermon title there is "What is GCR?" The Great Commission Resurgence is a promotion in our convention right now that I think is something we need to really watch carefully. I want to give you a little background on that and look at some biblical principles of doing better in reaching the Great Commission as a people of God. So I hope you'll be back for that. Next Sunday night, I will be away. Brother Jeff Griffiths from Gardendale will be bringing the message, a good friend of mine, because I'll be making my preparations to go to the Southern Baptist Convention in Orlando. And so I hope you'll be praying for that convention and read the Alabama Baptist. Get the information you can so you can pray intelligently. I really believe that we are at a real crossroads in our denomination about how serious we are in reaching the world with the gospel. So we need to pray earnestly about that, though. When I get back on Sunday evenings, I'll be starting a series of messages on the Gospel of Mark. It's the shortest gospel. It's written with the most urgency of any gospel, and I've enjoyed studying and preparing for that, so I hope you'll look forward to that study on Sunday nights. We'll be in the Old Testament on Sunday mornings, New Testament on Sunday nights, and all in between times intervening with that. If you have your Bible, turn to Genesis, the 37th chapter. Genesis, the 37th chapter. And I want to read just the first 4 verses, but you might want to keep your Bible open and check to see how accurate I am in some of the looks back and forward. Now Jacob lived in the land where his father had sojourned in the land of Canaan. These are the records of the generations of Jacob. Joseph, when 17 years of age, was pasturing the flock with his brothers while he was still a youth, along with the sons of Bilhah, the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. And Joseph brought back a bad report about them to their father. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his sons because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a varicolored tunic. And his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, and so they hated him and could not speak to him on friendly terms. What we have here in these opening verses of Genesis 37 is a typical record of a problem child. Joseph was the problem child in this family. Now the reason I say this, if Joseph wasn't there, you would think that everything would just be hunky-dory, wouldn't you? But Joseph was the fly in the ointment. He was the special child. He was the kid that demanded perhaps a little more attention than anyone else. he was the problem. Now, I have been known to say that there are a lot of similarities between Joseph and Jesus. When you read the account of Joseph in the book of Genesis, and when you read the life of Jesus in the Gospels, there are some similarities, but this is not one of them. Jesus was certainly not a problem child, but Joseph was. And there are some reasons for that. The first one, obviously, is a dysfunctional family. Oh, I love that term, don't you? Dysfunctional family. It actually is a description for most of us. You just get right down to it, isn't it? I mean, is any family functions perfectly? I don't think so. Most of us have some difficulty in there somewhere, but the dysfunction in this family goes way back. It went all the way back to Granddaddy Isaac and Grandmama Rebecca, because, Jacob was favored by his mother. Now, Isaac kind of like Esau, although he didn't make a big difference, but he sort of like the rugged outdoorsman son that he never was. Sort of like the daddy who didn't play sports, and he sired a son who's an athlete. He just can't get enough of that athlete, and that's the way Isaac was for Esau. But Rebecca loved Jacob and always watched out for him, always bailed him out of his troubles, always kind of the soccer mom, the little league mom type personality for Jacob. And that wasn't very good for Jacob, because he learned that he could get away with stuff. And he had to experience some tough times in Padan Aram, where his Uncle Laban was, where Uncle Laban out Jacob. But that dysfunction went way back to grandparents. And then, of course, Jacob, when he was running from his brother Esau, because he had stolen his birthright and his blessing from his father, and Rebekah had heard Esau's threat to kill Jacob just as soon as the old man was gone. So she sent him away to her brother, and he got to Laban's place, and he was smitten. He was smitten with Rachel. Oh, I can just see the stars going around Jacob's head when he saw that girl. It must have been a whole lot the way I looked when I first saw her. McEnroe High School a few years ago, when she moved to our school. Most beautiful woman I'd ever seen in my life, and she still is. Prettiest one to me. That must have been Jacob and Rachel. Boy, he loved that girl. And you know the story, how he asked Laban for her hand. Everything was done right. And lo and behold,